Actually, I started painting more in oil.
Yep.
I used to paint in oil, then I dove into acrylic, and I was all acrylic. And now I'm back to oil paint, because there's something about the luminosity in the paint. You can't get with, and it dries the same color.
Yep.
I always struggled with, I'm always too dark.
Yeah.
And the next day it dries, I go, ugh, it was too dark.
Okay, Judy St. Peter,
Yes.
You're in for episode 50. I'm excited about that. I'm excited that we've hit 50 episodes, but I'm more excited that I think that one of my favorite artists on the South Shore is the person I get to sit down with for 50. So I'm excited to have you here.
Thank you very
in
much.
general, but I'm excited that it's kind of a milestone number as well.
Yes, good. I'm glad to be it.
Yeah. So we're just settling in, picking paintings to show off. We landed on one that's from my collection. A little bit different than what I usually see you do.
Yeah,
But
well, this is an older, it's funny to see your art from a while ago.
yeah.
And it's not probably that much different what I would do if I was going to paint this now.
Yep.
It's probably not that much different, to be honest. So the background of this was red,
Yep.
and then I did the painting over it. So you see the pops of red come out.
Yeah. And you, I think you were nice enough to have me and Claude in for a studio visit, and I picked this one out, and the other one with the boats.
It especially looks good how you framed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really makes it. Because I was like, hey, I like that painting now.
Yeah. No, those.
Yeah.
Well, it's fun to flip through a bunch of things because, I mean, your studio, there was a lot to choose from.
Yeah.
But I could, when I saw these two, that one especially, I knew I was going to frame it like that.
Yeah. That's good. It's funny because when I look at it, then I go, it gives me like other thoughts of things to paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one was was that a study for those bigger ones I framed that went to Bermuda?
It's usually like at that point I was doing a lot of just kind of abstract ocean sailboat
Yep.
scenes, and usually I'll exhaust, and so I'll take a subject and I'll kill it. Like
Yeah.
I'll just keep painting it over and over and over. And then a lot of times that helps me because it'll be like looser. I'm not caught up in the detail. So that was, like a small study,
Yep.
I think. And that's probably my better stuff. It's usually the throwaway
Yep.
that I should pay more attention to.
Yeah. No. I think that even when I was painting, it always seems like you need somebody else's opinion or eyes on something to
Definitely.
to finalize it, or
Yes, definitely.
Sometimes there's ones that you've stared at for so long, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, what do I have? Is this any good? And then somebody like points out to you that it's a night,
Yeah.
it's a winner. And
I always go, what? Or a couple of times I've put art out, or like at the art center, and I'd go back to pick up the art, and someone would have bought it.
Yeah.
I go, really? Or, I didn't really think of that as being the better art. But so a lot of times I'll just take or I have a lot of art that has started, so I have something to work with, and then I'll rework it.
Yeah.
Like go over it or flip it upside down.
Yep.
That always works for me sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of times I'll start a painting and then I'll look at it. I think it's like brilliant. And then the next day it's like, what?
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a lot of those moments.
Yeah. So you, I feel like the animals have been big lately.
Yeah. Like I kind of will pick a subject. And like I said, I'll kill it. I'll exhaust that subject because I just immerse into that. And I love animals, so that's an easy subject for me.
Yep.
And always painting like the anatomy I always think is important. So I've always studied, animals, like drawn them, make sure even if I go off of it and make it like a little abstract, it still has to have the structure and all of that to it. But all animals interest me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you get your start? Was there schooling that?
I went to the Art Institute in Boston, in
Nice.
Kenmore Square. So I started there. Yeah, I was a youngin'. I was like 17. I was probably the youngest, and I remember being so intimidated, especially in the figure drawing class.
Yep.
I remember the first day of figure drawing. like everybody's in the classroom, and we had these things that were like horses. So everybody's like, kind of talking and mingling. I'm trying to make friends and talk.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to this guy that's next to me, and he didn't have a horse, they called it. He didn't have that in front of him. So everybody's talking. Then at some point, he starts to disrobe.
So you made friends with the model?
As I'm talking to him. And immediately, I was like silent. I didn't know what to say at that point. Yeah, and he was the model. Yeah, that was day one.
Yeah.
Fast forward to, so let's say a month into schooling, and I don't care who's disrobed. I'm like, he moved his foot. It's wrecking my painting or my drawing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you grew up quick in there.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, very quick. So I commuted into school, and I went to, it was like a 3-year school. So I studied, I started with illustration, and then I studied advertising and graphic design.
Yep.
And it was a very structured, the guy in the illustration, like when you started in that class, he said, just like you hear in different schools, look to the left, look to the right. One of these people won't be here.
Yep.
And it's true. We started with like 30,
Yep.
and I think ended with like 10
Okay.
students. And he was brutal. Like his critiques were mortifying.
Yeah.
So I survived that. So that gave me some backbone and, a little bit, and a lot of discipline.
Yep.
He would have you do these pen and ink drawings that you'd take something small, you'd have to blow it up by like, say, 50%. So you couldn't trace or anything. And every single line had to be perfection. Or you do it all over. You don't just correct that, you do it all over. So I learned early on that I had to be really disciplined.
Yep.
And so they ask a lot of you. Yeah, and going into school, you think, I remember drawing, and I was always like, it's something I could always do. So, but when I got to school, I wasn't special.
Yep.
Like everybody can draw. I was no longer special.
Well, you have to find other ways to make yourself special, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So after school, did you dive into to painting, or was there it worked into a job, or?
Yeah. So when I was in school, I was studying I kind of went over to graphic design.
Yep.
So it was advertising, illustration, and graphic design. I kind of bounced through those three, and fine art. I really focused more on graphic design. So back then it gave me a job. I worked at a printing company, and I was doing like paste up and the old-fashioned way of designing logos.
Yep.
I was actually a color stripper, was my title.
Hey, fine.
Yeah, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was on a table. It was in a dark room. And I had to use like an X-Acto blade, the old-fashioned way.
Yep.
Before we had computers and everything else. So I did that, and so that gave me a job, and I really learned how to prep art for reproduction.
So a lot of that, I assume a lot of those skills carry over to,
Yeah, so I was always thinking about that. Like I knew, what not to do if I want to reproduce a piece of art. Like I knew certain things to stay away from and stuff like that. So I would take it from beginning to end. So we created like brochures. I designed logos. There was a lot of big corporations that were clients.
Yep.
So that was a really good experience. That was good background experience. I had a paycheck.
Yep. Yeah, that's important.
I was a paid artist.
Yeah.
But always in the background was fine art.
Yep.
So I just continued doing the fine art. And just over the years, and then when I had my kids and all that stuff, that was like a good thing to do because I was home.
Yep.
So that allowed me to really jump into it more.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then did you have a mentor for painting, or did you just
there was
throwing
several.
yourself out there?
Way back when, like Ros Farbush, I just remember she was a really she influenced me because that's when I got more into acrylic painting and a little bolder style.
Yeah.
And she lived kind of near me, so I would visit.
I didn't realize that Ros was,
Yeah.
Ros was like one of my favorite painters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and there's just something about her way, and she would like go outside and paint. Like I'm not a plein air painter much.
Yep.
I do it or I've done it, but I'm easily distracted. And she just would be out there, and she didn't really mind. People looking at, or if I'm out there and somebody talks to me, that's it. I've lost it.
Yeah.
I've lost my focus. But I did paint outside with her, and I just always admired, her color choice and just how she looked, just her viewpoint and all that. Yeah. There's one that's probably a lot. That's just the one that stands out to me, like right away.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's funny that now that you mention it, you can see some similarities, and I think that I'll show you a video of where this one lives.
Oh.
It lives in very close proximity to one of Ros's paintings.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Well, and then a lot of I see your stuff. You show a lot of times at South Shore Art Center. Is that because of the proximity being involved?
Yes, and I have a day job right near there.
Yep.
If you're an artist, you can keep your day job.
Yeah.
But so that's easy access for me. I've been in other places too. I was with the guy on Newbury Street for quite a few years. So he was an established artist. I had a 5-year stint with him where I rented wall space.
Yep.
And that was great. I really had to step up my game.
Yep.
And I learned a lot there, especially his framing.
Yeah.
Framing was huge.
Yeah.
I would go in there with these whatever, frames I'd find, and he'd be like, no. He wouldn't let me hang anything unless it had to be a gold leaf frame.
Yep.
Yeah. So it mattered. It really did.
Well, once you create a setting, especially like a gallery, you can't have things that
Yeah. And I learned that.
Why is this one stand out?
Yes, I learned that. But anyway, so the South Shore Art Center is always they've been so good to me. I mean, a while ago I did performance art.
Yep.
And the Art Center had me do a performance art there.
Yep. Of
David Ortiz way back.
No kidding.
Yeah, there's a video. It's on YouTube.
We'll pull that one
I
up.
know, right?
So what, the performance art is just you kind of painting in the background while things are going on, or is it like?
Well, ideally, the way it started, I was working at the Company Theater in Norwell. Shout out to the Company Theater in Norwell, and I was teaching art in their summer program. And if you're an artist or counselor, you're required to get on stage do a noontime show. And my daughter was there, and she was like, "Mom, don't embarrass me." Like, no pressure there.
Yeah.
Because all the other people that were there were musicians, dancers, singers.
Yep.
They're all professional on stage.
Yep.
And I wasn't. So I was like, I got to come up with something.
Yep.
And they fill it in the afternoon, so it's a filled, theater. So I came up with this idea of painting to music. So I would dress up and paint to music. So my first one was a painting of a big lion to the music of the Lion King.
Nice.
And it had to be 3 songs, so you only have like 12 minutes.
Is that a lot of pressure to crank out a painting in 12 minutes?
A little bit. But I practiced it at home a bit, and my first was a lion.
Yep.
So the image, I could, it'll look like a lion.
Yeah.
Like I'll get there. And I've already practiced it. I kind of know, and I'm close. It's a big board, and I'm close up to it, so I kind of know certain places what I need to do, how quick I need to get there. After that, I did like a Michael Jackson to his music, which was super fun.
Yeah.
And like The Way You Make Me Feel, I think was the first.
Are you dancing around up there too?
A little bit, but my outfit was awesome.
Yeah.
It was killer. That was the best part. So I would dress, like with the Lion King, I dressed up like a kind of a jungle thing.
Yep.
And that was fun. Of course, I have the lighting people there.
Yeah.
I have all that. So I've got the stage. And at first I was nervous going out because I've never done it.
Yep.
So I was clearly nervous. As soon as you get out on the stage, though, and I had everybody in my attention, and I know what I'm doing. They really don't. You turn into a diva.
Yeah.
Soon after, I really owned it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Going from being afraid of it to owning it was huge. So then I did Michael Jackson, and that was to his music. And then one of the songs was Thriller.
Yeah.
And there was girls there. There was a professional dancer, and she had her students out, and then they did the Thriller dance. So that was awesome. And then they kept me doing it. I did a John Lennon to Imagine and some other stuff like that. And then I got gigs in Boston, the Copley Plaza, Boston Harbor Hotel. They were mostly fundraisers.
Yep.
And then at the end, they would auction it.
Nice.
Yeah. So it was a good gig while it lasted.
Yeah, that's not something you're doing anymore.
No, I think I did it. I went down that rabbit hole. I did that for a while. I had a friend who videoed it.
Yep.
But then I was starting to get invitations to do a bar mitzvah and things, which would be okay, but I'm next to the balloon guy.
Yeah.
That's not, I started to become I want a stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
And an audience.
Yep.
And I want makeup people and So that was the end of that. So then I went back to just studio painting.
Yep.
Which is where I belong.
Yeah, then you're able to focus.
Yes.
I mean, for someone that you get distracted plein air painting, distractions once you're on that stage.
I know. It's different.
Yeah.
I suppose, because it's I'm in control of it.
Yep.
And the audience is behind me, so there's that separation.
Yep.
So, and my back is to them, so I just focus straight ahead. And I really kind of got into it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The end result, if it works. Of course, I did David Ortiz, and I remember thinking, all right, it has to first be human. Then it's got to look like David Ortiz, right? Yeah. So that was pressure. But I drew him a lot, or anytime I did any person, I studied their features, and so I kind of got it down.
I feel like that's a thing now, too. A lot of people are they have weddings and they have somebody there painting.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that's awesome. The people that do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd want that.
That's a lot of pressure, though.
That's
right?
pressure, and then also people coming over, and I don't know. I'd want to take that painting back to the studio and fix it, just like when I would do the performance art.
Yep.
When I would step back away from it, I'd look at it and go, "Oh shoot, I should have fixed this and that," which I can't.
I think that's a cool. I think when you have an art thing going on, I think that's a cool feature to actually have somebody participating in creating art.
Yeah.
I was at the Levitate fundraiser, and they had a bunch of art that they were auctioning off to raise money for the foundation, and then they had somebody there, painting as well. I thought it was cool, but you could see. I asked her a question, but you could see that it is almost as much of a performance, because they're definitely getting distracted because everyone's coming by, especially once it gets later in the night and everyone's had a couple drinks.
Yeah. I did one time at. Yeah, I forget where I was. It was a reception.
Yeah.
And I said, it was a fundraiser. So I'm painting, but it was kind of on an equal floor.
Yeah.
I wasn't on a stage.
Yeah.
And there was a guy, everybody's having a few drinks, and there's a guy walking around, and I used paper palettes for my paint. So I had it kind of laid out. Well, he walks right through my red paint that was in a palette.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, no. And he starts to walk on their hardwood floor, and it was like, okay. So I had to clean that mess up.
Yeah, that's, seems like there's a lot of potential hazards.
Yes. Yeah, a lot can go wrong. It's very risky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you do anything with the Hull artists too? That group?
I
where you're in Hull?
haven't really dug in, except I did put something at the last show that was there. Mm-hmm. It was at the hotel.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
So I did enter that. So that was my first start there, because I've only been in Hull I've lived there maybe 4 years now.
Okay.
So, but I did put something in there, and that's something I'll probably get more involved in.
Yeah.
Like slowly.
It's right in the backyard.
Yeah.
Also.
And also at the
they have a nice space, and I think that they're doing some nice
yeah, and they
things
really
over there.
open it up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like they do. And that museum too, the Mariners Museum there.
Yeah. Is that the life saving museum?
Yes, that's what I meant to say.
Yep.
I did have some art in there too, and so I've kind of slowly gotten into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always like kind of the art center sort of always gets me going because I know the next thing coming up. Mm-hmm. So
You said the rumor show there.
Rumor is coming up. So a funny thing, when that's the name of the show, mm-hmm. I try not to be literal and not go, all right, I'll try to draw like Fleetwood Mac cover album or something.
Yeah.
And I try not to be literal, mm-hmm. but you can't help it if I'm painting, towards something.
Yep.
It's way better if I've already got something, and that kind of answers it.
Yep.
So I do have something I think that kind of answers it, and I'll just like fix it up a little bit more, and mm-hmm. maybe use that.
Excited? Is it framed yet, or?
No, but it will be.
Looking forward to getting this.
I know.
That's one of the benefits of being here too, like seeing some of the pieces, that are going to shows and.
Yeah. So I started in the last show at the Art Center. I did a collage.
Yep.
Which is.
That was the one I judged, right?
Yeah, I know. And that's a little risky, and that was totally divergent from what I normally do, but I really like when I see other artists have some collage or mixed media in their art. Yep. I like that.
I saw your post of the piece after the fact, after I judged it, and obviously while judging it, there's some artists who jump out to me.
Yeah.
Your normal style would have jumped out to me, but
Yeah.
So I remember thinking, Judy usually enters these shows. I was surprised I didn't see one of her pieces.
Yeah.
And it was a little overwhelming because there's a lot of stuff there too.
Yeah. Right.
And some of the decisions I was able to make right away.
Yeah.
But. Yeah, good subject matter too. It was a cow, right?
It was a cow, yeah.
Who did you just saw some other people doing collage work?
Well, I had always thought about collage
Yep.
in the back of my mind. I always kind of like the idea. I think it's a good exercise to work with shape and define it differently. And also, I like when there's like kind of graffiti in art mixed with paint. So I don't know. So I just kind of jumped off. So there was an underpaint. It was a painting.
Yep.
And then I just kind of went over it. I got a little carried away.
Yep.
I wanted to leave more painting, but you go down that rabbit hole, boy. Like before you know, I had pieces of paper all over the place. Like we'll never recover from it.
It brings you back to your color stripping days, right?
Yes, right.
You have to color strip it and then reapply it.
Yeah. But but it's fun. I think collage is very fun. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of like putting a puzzle together.
Yep.
Yeah, just a little different way to work.
Now, you said you're inspired. Do you see other people doing that? Is there particular artists that are that you see that are
Yeah, let me think.
I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Yeah, right. I haven't named people. But I particularly look at abstract art, and I like abstract art. When I look, that draws me. If I was going to put something on my own walls, aside from my own stuff, it would probably be abstract.
Yep.
So I remember somebody saying to me, well, why don't you paint abstract? And I went, oh, yeah. I don't know. That's a good idea.
Well, your paintings,
they have some abstract quality.
How would you describe your work? I mean, when I look at your work, I feel like it has and I like abstract art. I also, I think I like all art.
Yeah.
But I feel like the backgrounds, especially as I'm looking at those pieces, have a lot of that quality to it. Just looseness that it almost seems like it's chaotic but controlled at the same time when I look at some of your work.
Maybe I.
And I think I like that.
Yeah. Oh, good. Thanks. It's chaotic.
I mean it in a good way.
I think it's like interpretive. I think my approach is like I like having a subject matter to work with, but like take it off. Not be too literal. Put something else in it.
Yep.
Also, like some energy, like layers. I want different texture. I don't want to be bored. I don't want to look at it and be bored. So I like to look at something and see something different every time I see it.
It definitely accomplishes that. I have the cow painting. It's in a very prominent spot at the house, and it's got so much going on in that one. You can look at different pieces of it, and there's different colors depending on lighting too.
Good.
Really,
Yeah. Oh, that's good. That's what I aim to do.
I think you're nailing it. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
So you'll how many pieces can you enter into the South Shore show?
I don't know. That's a good question. I didn't really read it through. Usually I think there's you enter 3 or something like that, but we'll see.
But you just have you have one in mind.
Yeah, I have one because it just all of a sudden I went, oh yeah, that's that. Without giving it away, that's one. But it could not even get in too. You know what I mean? It's a jury show, so
yeah.
I
mean the jury. I mean, I feel like you have pretty for good reason. I think your stuff is usually well represented over at South Shore.
Yeah, for the most of the time, and then sometimes you don't get in the show.
Yeah.
And I've just learned to go, okay, well, it didn't deserve it, or oh well, I didn't want to get in anyway.
Yeah. Or then you just badmouth the judge, right?
Yeah.
Well, some people have different tastes too, and they're different.
Yeah, but I do take criticism fairly well. I mean, I think I learned that early on.
Yeah, you said.
Yeah, I learned that. And it does make me go back to the drawing board and work harder.
Yep.
Like I do. I don't take it too personal. I've kind of got a thicker skin now. But it does make me work a little hard, or, kind of, I'm always reinventing myself a little bit. And I will go back and work harder on something.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's the next path?
I want to put I'd like to maybe do some mixed media, but more paint.
Yeah.
I was thinking more of a painting and just some suggestion of some other mixed media.
So trying to work in some.
Yeah.
Is there certain materials that you want to?
Well, I started painting more in oil.
Yep.
I used to paint in oil, then I dove into acrylic, and I was all acrylic, and now I'm back to oil paint because there's something about the luminosity in the paint. You can't get with, and it dries the same color.
Yep.
I always struggled with. I'm always too dark.
Yeah.
And the next day it dries, I go, it was too dark. So that's the thing about oil is that it's just something. The quality of the paint just feels better. But I like both. I mean, sometimes I'll take an acrylic and I'll paint oil over it too.
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely both have benefits, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and the water cleanup. I like that.
Yeah. Well, you're committed with the oil paintings too, right? I mean, with I see these palettes of oil paints with these stacks of colors which look like art themselves.
Yeah. Right.
But you gotta, I don't know, maybe you have to be more patient for oil paints.
You do. But I kind of find that the slow drying, there's other things I can do. Like I used to like the fast drying because I could layer it quicker and all that.
Yep.
And I kind of paint fast, and I want to paint a little messy and expressive and all that. But I can still do it with the oil, but I can do other things, like scrape it back and stuff like that.
Are you usually working, so when you're trying to kill a subject matter, are you usually working on multiple paintings at once, or?
Yeah, like I usually have at least, I never just work on one. Yeah. I've got like 5.
Yeah. Like
or
different sizes too, or I mean,
Yeah, sometimes, but usually I don't tend to work too small. I like working big.
Yep.
Like at least, a good size painting, whatever I have available, and I'll pull stuff out and rework it.
Yep.
But I do. I enjoy working on something big and like be bold with it, and it's an experiment. Every one of them is an experiment to me.
Yep.
The other thing I'm probably working more on, maybe a little more landscape,
Yep.
maybe a different subject.
Yep.
And I used to do more landscape, so I'll probably entertain that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you go in that route of landscapes, what would you be like? Go out and scouting out spaces that you're going to paint? Would a lot, and photographing them, or some of it just up in your head?
Yeah, a lot of it. I use some sort of reference.
Yep.
So a lot of it is like photos that I've maybe taken.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a lot of photos that I do like to paint architecture. Like I used to do a lot of the scenes in Boston.
Yep.
So because I was in there, I took a lot of photos that I can reference, and I can repaint that same thing. Like it'll be the same photo I'm looking at, but I just interpret it a little different. And I've already, figured out, I've already like looked at it and solved parts of it. So that's why I like to repaint it.
I think I'd love to see you go that route and do some architectural paintings. I think that that's definitely been a subject that I've been I found myself with a lot of architectural like buildings.
Yeah, I remember you said that.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. Somebody can just give me an assignment. Like you go, yeah, I kind of would like this, and I go, oh, all right, and then I'm off on that.
It's funny you say. I feel like so. When I bought the cow painting of yours, that was my wife was in the dairy business at that point.
Yeah.
And I feel like I saw and you're obviously one of my favorite painters, and I love the way you paint. And then that one just appeared at a South Shore Art Center.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, good
So I
time.
had to buy that one.
Yeah.
But
Awesome.
I feel like I went through a period of I was buying paintings that had cows in them so that
Yeah.
easy to hang them at home.
Yeah, well, she would love the cow collage.
Yeah.
The name of it is Dairy Queen.
Nice.
Yeah. Kind of
I'll bring it to her attention.
Yes. She needs to see that one.
Yeah, she's since retired from the dairy business and moved on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, now she's in the yoga business. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I'm excited to see some of the architectural work in the future.
Yeah.
I hope that
I'll definitely be doing some more of that.
Nice. Yeah. And the collage piece, are you gonna is there certain materials or certain types of papers or objects that you're gonna try to incorporate when you say?
Well, it's funny. What I did was just kind of collect, and I got like music paper, vintage. Like maps and things like that just had some kind of design on it, texture that could kind of melt into the background.
Yep.
And then I went through some better like magazines. I had Chatham magazines. I had a lot of those because the paper quality was really good.
Yep.
And I just ripped them up and I took parts of words and just colors and things. And once I figured out what I was looking for, I could turn the magazine upside down, so I'm not caught up. Next thing you know, I'm reading the magazine. So
you're distracted.
Yeah, there we go. So I turn it upside down, and I could cut out pieces of the paper, and then little tiny pieces would matter and stuff. Like you really get into it. Like I was doing this hours on end, but mostly the magazine paper because it was thin. I could lay it down fast and, just kind of get the...
And you know how the paint's going to react to it?
Yes. Well, the paint, I was doing it over an acrylic.
Yep.
Because it has to be a water base.
Yep.
So, and I use gel medium to go over it.
Yeah, there's some people that I'll show you a painting before you leave. I have downstairs that I recently picked up. Same thing, has some collage element to it.
Yeah.
And I love the way Laura Harvey incorporates.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I love Laura's stuff.
Yeah, and I think she does a great job with it. It's funny. I had her on the podcast, and I had a old cow painting that I had bought from her.
Yeah.
And then she had a piece that had she had done recently, and it's fun to see the trend.
Yeah.
How the evolution.
Yeah. She definitely has a style, which is great. I always feel like I guess people say I have a style, but I always feel like I bounce around because that's just
Your personality?
Yeah.
Yeah. That works. No, I think Laura does, her stuff is great, and she does, sometimes the collage stuff, I think the materials that are getting incorporated are, important to how the whole thing's going to, turn out. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see this, what comes of that.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll trust me to frame it.
Yes, always. Yeah. And also, just shout out to you, because I always tell people to come here for their framing. I would never go anywhere else.
Well, that's much appreciated. And, as we're wrapping up, I want to include, too, that being one of my favorite artists and having you having the confidence of just leaving pieces here for me to pick out what to do.
Oh
with
yeah,
them.
I've done that a lot. Yeah.
I'm not every time, but when I come in and someone tells me that you left a couple of things, and I'm just there to pick out some frames for it. That having that trust from somebody who I admire as an artist is kind of is like a rewarding, confidence building thing. For sure.
Oh, absolutely.
And I love seeing your stuff win prizes at South Shore when I picked out a frame for it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that helps too. Yeah, always give a shout out to you. But the framing is I always feel that element really is important. Mm-hmm. So important to my art, because it definitely, you make me look good.
Yeah. Oh, we're trying. I think that I think it's easy to easy subjects to work with. I always get excited about framing your stuff. I was trying that art off the wall at South Shore. I was
I was
eyeballing your piece and just waiting, and then somebody scooped it up before I
so
get
that's
to pick.
coming up again.
Someone just mentioned to me.
Yeah, I got an email about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll put something in there.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, I'll either have you frame it, or something I have framed. There's a couple things I have I think I can put in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, if people want to see more of your stuff, is the Instagram or the website?
It is.
Or?
I'm always getting ready to put a website together.
Yeah.
It's just I'm technically a little slower, but I have someone that was going to help me do that, so I plan to do that. So right now it is Instagram.
Instagram's a good way to see some of your stuff. We have a page set up for you on our website too, so people can get a little glimpse of some work and pass through to your Instagram or whatever, the website once it's set up.
Yeah, once it's set up. Yeah, I'm on that.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited that you came by. I always enjoy talking to you, Judy. I always enjoy seeing your work. And I'm thrilled that for this big number 50 podcast that I get to have one of my favorite artists in for a conversation.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Dave. Thank you so much for inviting me.
My pleasure.
Okay.